Alright, Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out. Hosea Stewart, the Wasserman Boxing kind of launch in central London. First time meeting you, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Good. So, as we say, big day today. Obviously, a lot of people here are going to be boxing on Sky Sports. But before we talk about that, I'm pretty sure this is the first time you've been on the channel. So, if we could kind of get an intro to who you are, what you do. I know you're from Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about your background and how you got into boxing.
Yeah, so I've always been around boxing. My family's a big boxing family, so we always watched it. Everyone always trains, but I never really got into it myself. But once I reached around about 14, 15, I started getting a bit of up to a bit of mischief.
Yeah.
My cousin got me down the gym. I enjoyed it, but I was on there for about 3 or 4 weeks because just the travelling. I knocked on the head for a bit, but I just wanted to have a go at it, man.
Yeah.
And then once I found the gym in Wolverhampton, we got started, and we just took it from there. I just loved it. Down Firewalker, so I sat down with all my team, and they said, what do you want to do in boxing? And I said, I want to be a world champion. So they said, well, the championship starts in 8 weeks. We're gonna get you in now. I was like, okay,
straight away.
Let's go. Yeah. So it was just good to just get straight in there. Had about 7 or 8 fights in 6 weeks. So it was just good experience, and just took it from there and just kept it rolling.
And would I be right in saying your mum didn't let you box until 18 as well? So what was that like, obviously wanting to box, getting in fights, not licensed, but it was kind of meant for you to be a fighter from an early age?
Yeah, it was, she didn't have much understanding about how the boxing industry runs, how the amateur clubs run things, You see a lot of, sometimes a bit of bad press gets out about boxing, that people get used and you just get thrown into fights. So she was always like, nah, not until you're old enough, then you can make your own choice then, but until then, you can train but you can't fight. And I was like, alright then, when I'm 18, I'm fighting. So alright, we gotta do it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I turned 18, I just took the opportunity.
So that kind of gives me the impression that you've got a good business head on you, and you've obviously been taught that from very early on. Is this the kind of deal that you've got with Wasserman and Sky Sports, that you can get money, but also you're going to have good fights as well when you get further on?
It's very promising. They got a great team here. When we had the meeting with them, straight away I knew from there I have to go with these. And I've got a good team around me as well. Everyone knows. We get to working in the gym. The main thing is get good fights, big fights. I want to compete with the best and win. So and then obviously the business side, we make sure that's covered. But the main thing, I just want to get out there, get busy, and just make some historic fights.
And you just said you want to kind of get in there with the best. You've obviously been in there with the best in Sparring with AJ.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How was that getting experience from the top dog as a heavyweight?
Oh, it was priceless, man. Great experience. And just as a person himself, you can pick his brain, have a little chat with him after training and stuff. And he always give little tips and hints and everything like that. All the other guys that he had in camps, he had Brian Jennings in, Gerald Washington, all those kind of guys. They've all been at the highest level, so it was good to be around, and I never felt out of place. I felt like that's exactly the level where I need to be, that world level, around elite fighters, and I felt comfortable there. And that come around through working with my amateur coach, Joe Leigh.
Yeah, Joe Leigh.
After the Ruiz win.
Yeah.
We went down London, got a few rounds in with him, and he was impressed. He like what he's saying, and he was like, you mind coming up again? Weekly we get some training, and I can take tips off him. He took a few tips off me. He's got a few good moves out there. So it was just a good experience going down there weekly, and just being able to get to working with him, and it was priceless. So it was good.
And AJ, is it prediction from you?
Can see AJ stopping him late.
Late? Why late?
It would be frustrating for the first half of the fight, definitely. It's a good move. He picks his punches well. He's got a high work rate, and he's a smart fighter. He's no pushover. It's not going to be an easy fight, I don't think. But I think AJ is that level above. He's a good. He's a good boxer.
Yeah.
And I've seen through the camp as well how much he was improving just week after week, and it's scary, man. It's scary. It's good, and that's how it needs to be. at the highest level, still being like a sponge and just taking everything in, learning, and he's continuing to do that, so I can only see it going one way.
Do you think he wants that fight with Tyson Fury eventually?
Yeah, most definitely, and I think he wants all the big fights like any of the top guys. I don't feel like any of the, or most, can't say for real, but I don't feel like most of the top fighters are ducking or swerving anybody. I guess it's just business, and makes it a bit longer, but I think we'll see that fight soon.
Now, your name is Midlands Monster, right?
Yeah.
Because to a lot of people, obviously, that makes it sound like you come in, you're destructive, and I'm sure you are, you're going to get KOs in your professional career, but that's not necessarily the way you box, obviously. From what I've seen and heard so far, obviously still very early on, and you haven't made your pro debut yet, but it comes across that you're based quite a lot on the jab, making this make and pay.
Yeah, you know, I'd say so as well, but as a professional, like you say, when I come in, I'm going to be looking to bring some excitement.
Bring the heat.
Drop some powerful shots in there, so and I can hit. So it's only going to go one way. But yeah, I'd picture myself more as a boxer.
Okay.
Quite sharp, you know. I'd say I'm quite skillful as well.
Yeah.
So I like to pick my opponents apart and make them miss. You know, I ain't here to take unnecessary damage. So yeah, I like to box clean.
Do you think that's going to surprise people? Because obviously, when you see a big guy, you just think KO. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and obviously, that's not saying you're not going to be a knockout specialist in one way, shape, or form. But do you think you'll surprise a lot of people with your style?
Yeah, definitely, because you know, they're probably going to expect me to just come in, ding, just plod forward.
Yeah.
You know, I might do that in some fights just to mix it up, do something different. But yeah, I like to move around, pick my shots. Just just box skillfully, man. Yeah.
Well, appreciate your time. Hopefully this is the first of many interviews, and catch up with you down the line. When can we expect your pro debut?
Hopefully very soon. But we'll have to stay tuned for that news.
End of the year, before the end of the year.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Well, thanks for that.
Perfect.
Appreciate it, man.